Hiya folks, it's Kikoskia here, and welcome back to Let's Ultra Deluxe play the Stanley Parable. And when last we left off, we stopped the bucket from taking over the world. It was going to assume its true form, but we had all we needed to avert calamity. And then we saved it from being destroyed by the bucket destroyer. You'd think that those two things would clash. Contradictory goals, but no! With the bucket destroyer, the bucket was managing to maintain its morality, maintain its sense of right. And now it's time for us to go and do more silly things with the bucket!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think there's something
No
wrong.
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I think there's something wrong with all the computers. Yeah, I think the computers... There might be an error. Just a bit.
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
There we go. Second input. Yeah, these computers have me a little bit concerned. That computer's fine, they're playing solitaire. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go this way.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Ha! That's what you think.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Indeed.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, we didn't. We're going this way. Ooh, plans.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
All right, Bucket. You're the boss. Now, somewhere around here, there's a figure. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. It will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Okay, let's go. Actually, let's not go! Ha-ha!
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
I'm not sure touching is the right word there, but it was dialogue.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Any more inputs required? No?
It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego, and then Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek.
Oh no, I skipped dialogue!
Would his co-workers really all be gone?
Darn it! I'm sure you can read the subtitle. I apologize, folks. I've robbed you of delicious dialogue.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting
No, it
room.
wasn't, narrator.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yup.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was
Let's
wrong.
go forward.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting
No,
room.
I didn't.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
There it is. There it is. Aha! They made a set of planks and it leads to a Figley! Or is it a Stanlerine?
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Did you just combine the two words, narrator? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Right, let's go through here. And this leads me to... Oh, it leads me to here. Ooh. Do I want to be here? I don't know that I want to be here. Well, I'm here now. Let's keep going. There's a lot of cassettes here. Hopefully they have disco music. That'd be awesome. Anything over here? No. What's this?
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
Uh-oh.
The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so...
It's in reverse.
What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
Uh-oh.
This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Uh-oh. It's alright though, we dealt with that, right? In the previous ending, we dealt with it. We did not deal with it. Right. Let's not go that way this time.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't think the input's ever in here.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Hello, Bucket. Let's go.
Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace, protective yet delicate, assertive yet compassionate.
Okay, no inputs here. Let's go to the right, as before.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Ha! Joke's on you, I don't know my directions.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
It always is.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
That timing.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Nope, we did not.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okay.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because but Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket,
missed!
his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
I'm sorry I accidentally repeated the ending. I'm no good at platforming.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
We did? Really? But what about the bucket?
Stanley's bucket. The only co-worker he would ever truly need.
Anything here? Nope, looks like we're just carrying on. So we're not looking for our co-workers this time.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest, and this was not the correct way to the meeting
Let's
room.
get it right this time.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Indeed.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Onward!
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting
This
room.
time, we won't fall to our doom.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Let's go here.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Except I didn't. Because I'm here. Ooh. Can't go that way. Guess I'm gonna have to go this way. To a sneaky route. Danger! Danger everywhere! Uh-oh. We're going this way. 2B1! Oh dear. 2B3.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
I'm sorry!
Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
Huh?
I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay, but I know what a bucket is. You don't believe me, do you? Is this a bucket? Oh, we're gonna play a
Now
game
then,
show.
I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Okay.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's begin.
Oh, it's got a theme song. Right, is this a
Item
bucket?
1. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What? But, what?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Wait, what? What? But, I'm confused.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Oh. Oh no.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
I think that's a tractor.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme.
Yay!
I'm starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
Next time I'll make you look like an idiot.
Is this a bucket?
That's a tractor again.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
That's a tractor.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No?
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
How? Is it a tractor again?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Uh-oh. Oh!
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which
Yep.
of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
Yes!
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
Me too.
Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Yes.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with.
Uh-oh.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
What?
But I'm going to erase all
No!
buckets from the
No!
game entirely. Okay, here we go.
That erased the game, narrator!
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait,
Everything was a
was
bucket!
everything a bucket?
Yes!
Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
Yay.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Deal.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
Yeah, but this video's going up on the internet, narrator, so... Yeah, it's not going to end so well. But when we come back, folks, we now know what is and isn't a bucket, and what is and isn't a tractor. And when we return, more endings! We must go up that cargo lift to go and find not only endings, but the final Stanley figurine. We need that final figure. Then we can go get that super amazing figurine ending we weren't promised. Wait, I feel like I might be building this up for no reason. I probably am, but that's okay. For we have the bucket, and all is well when we have the bucket. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not. And if you are subscribed, press that bell for those notifications. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.